Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our discrete structure lecturer Dr. Suzani binti Muhammad Samuri, and also to my fellow friends. Firstly, my name is Nofazri Mitizazali, and this is my group members in MTK3013 Group F. So now, we are going to be talking about mathematical proof that is really concerned with being able to show or to prove that something is true. A mathematical proof is a sequence of statements such that we start from what we know, it finishes with what we want to prove, and the justifications of these steps is called implication. So, we're going to talk about one of the mathematical proofs, which is vacuous proof, that always comes a lot. What we're going to do is focus on this technique and how they're used. For this topic, we're going to be dealing with implications when we're talking about proofs. Besides that, for vacuous proof, we're just showing that the thing that paired up with the if is false. Notice that the form of the vacuous proof is based on the tautology of not P implies Q.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Nama saya Aishraf bin Kahari Anwar. Nombor kad matrik D202011095629. Today I want to talk about intro vacuous proof. First, a vacuous proof of an implication happens when the hypothesis of the implication is always false. An implication is trivially true when its conclusion is always true. A proof is a sequence of statements bound together by the rules of logic, definition, previously proven the theorem, simple algebra, and axiom. If P is conjunction of other hypotheses and we know one or more these hypotheses is false, then P is false, and so P implies Q is vacuously true regardless of the true value of Q.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat sejahtera. Perkenalkan, nama saya ialah Nur Syafira binti Nur Zamani. Nombor matrik saya ialah D202010955620 dan saya daripada kumpulan F. Okay, so this claim is let n is a neutral number if absolute n minus 1 plus absolute n plus 1 is less than and equals to 1, then absolute n squared minus 1 is less than and equals to 4. Now, I'm going to prove this as a vacuous proof, and I want to show that the first claim is actually false. Okay, to prove that the first claim is actually false, we need to do the discussion. We take n minus 1, we divide it by 2, n minus 1 if n more than and equals to 1, 1 minus n if n less than and equals to 1. Okay, so we do the same things to n plus absolute n plus 1 is equals to, we divide it by 2, n plus 1 if n more than and equals to negative 1, negative n minus 1 if n less than and equals to negative 1. Okay, so since n is a neutral number, so n must be larger than 1. So this not going to happen, and this also not going to happen. So next we just need to adding this together. So n plus 1 plus n minus 1 is equals to 2n more than and equals to 2 times 1 equals to 2. So this is not this, so 2 is more than 1. So we just show that the first claim is actually false. So now we want to show this is a vacuous proof. Since n is a neutral number, we know that n is larger than equals to 1. So absolute n minus 1 is equals to n minus 1, and absolute n plus 1 is equals to n plus 1. Thus, absolute n minus 1 plus absolute n plus 1 is equals to n minus 1 plus n plus 1 is equals to 2n. Since n is a neutral number, we have n is larger than equals to 1, so 2n larger than n equals to 2, and it's strictly more than 1, larger than 1. So the first claim is n absolute n minus 1 plus absolute n plus 1 is less than n equals to 1. But just now we just showed that absolute n minus 1 plus absolute n plus 1 is actually larger than 1. So we can say that therefore our claims is vacuously true.
My name is Rahafiza binti Mahyasi. Metric number is D2020109564. Today I want to show about the example of vacuous proof. This is an example of vacuous proof. Let x element of n if x power of 2 smaller than 0, then x is odd number. Let me show the proof. X power of 2 smaller than 0 is P. X is odd number is Q. N is a natural number. Proof. Let X element of N. This is notice the hypothesis. Notice the hypothesis. X power of 2 smaller than 0 is always false. X element power of 2 smaller than 0 is always false. It is because this one is natural number. Natural number, any natural number square is positive. It's positive. Trust-free Vacuous statement. That the statement is vacuously true. A vacuous proof of PQ is one which we show that the hypothesis is always false. Below the example here. That's all that I can share with you. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh dan salam sejahtera. Saya Siti Nur Atirah binti Ismail, pemegang nombor metrik D2021095630.
Ini akan membuktikan bahawa semua X dalam X hipotesisnya adalah salah. Semua nombor nyata X jika X kuasa 2 kurang daripada negatif 1, maka X kuasa 2 tambah 1 kurang daripada sifar. Semua ini adalah kenyataan yang benar. Saya akan tunjukkan buktinya. Buktinya dapat dilihat melalui ini. Semua nombor nyata X jika X kuasa 2 lebih besar daripada atau sama dengan sifar, maka X kuasa 2 tidak boleh kurang daripada negatif 1. Pernyataan ini membuktikan bahawa aplikasi ini adalah benar kerana semua nombor nyata X hipotesisnya salah.